1% of today, which is about 8 minutes, will deliver 50% of your value. The challenge is every one of you, it will be a different 5 to 7, 8 minutes. So there are ideas here that are transformational if you use them. There's a ton of ideas. You got to figure out what are the right ideas. Really, 5 to 7 minutes of 5 or 6 hours will be your most important time. I want to ask you to really look for it, find it, and at the end of the day, declare it and do something with it. You know, great brands, great companies, they're just much more than the product, right? We all know that. Great brands are so much more than a product. There is emotion, there's an experience, there's a connection, there's a cause. There's something much, much deeper emotionally that really connects. So as we were thinking about this piece, kind of the question I was going to frame was, what are the mistakes that companies make in building a community? We all want a community of believers who love our brand and talk about our brand, but there's a lot of mistakes that people make consistently. Good companies, big companies. There's a way to do it, and in many, many ways, I guess what we're learning is it's not about strategy, it's about authenticity and relevance and really doing this thing right. So the question that I'm always asking myself, and I'm reminded often, is companies that are talking at you are really not being relevant. We have to talk with people. Number one, 80% of launches underperform. And I think the number's closer to 90. There are numbers that are declared that year one never come in our industry. I'm not talking about success and failure tiers. I'm just saying the numbers weren't achieved. But success depends on a company's ability to unleash imagination and passion at all levels. And this can only happen if you connect with folks, heart and soul. And I think that's the essence of business. That's the essence of great brands. That's the essence of this next generation. You don't connect heart and soul, you ain't connecting. And they can smell a rat in the room, they can smell a phony in the room. It's heart and soul. And I really think that's really inspiring to me, because that makes you look in the mirror every day and say, am I being true to who I am? And am I communicating and creating value in a way that's really authentic? And am I being me? But the most distinct firms, they manage for value, not for profit. They create value. They measure value, not just profit. They develop people. They create leaders. They unleash leaders. They have no problem investing in people hanging out in situations like today, learning. They realize that's the edge. Thirdly, they're radical about the customer. They're not just in tune with the customer, they're radical about the customer. Value, people, radical customer experience and service. The other thing that I think they do that I think is really difficult to find, they're tremendous listeners. They listen to what's stated, they listen to what's not stated. They read in between the lines. They're always probing and looking for an edge and looking for a way to kind of create more value with their end user.